What
Alright.
is up, you fucking people? Here we are again for the final episode of the night of Dark Trails. I was really predicting that we were going to completely finish this funnel, but we're not going to. So we were just discussing our next sessions to finish this, which will be a couple of Wednesdays later in the month. Follow us on Twitter to get those details on the when and where. But we're going to get right back into it. Day 3 of week 3.
I shoot Joe.
You shoot Joe.
I pinned
So
Joe.
I started blasting.
No, you got to grapple him first.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You are all camp tenders for the day. So you're just there taking care of the wagons, taking care of the animals, helping set up camp at night. Day is entirely uneventful. As the wagons are settling in and you're getting ready to camp out for the night. So you're getting the wagons in the circle, you're getting the animals taken care of. It's still, it's maybe 5 o'clock, so it's not even dinner time yet. Let's see, Jared, your character in position 1. So who's your first character?
Is Bernie Slanders.
Ooh, actually, I can't do that. Bernie Slanders is great. I'm going to actually have to change this up because it's going to be a contest between Joe and Dan. Not Joe and Dan. Jake and Dan.
Oh, no.
Your two characters who saw the woman.
Oh, yes.
So
Carter the Carter, I believe.
And what was your character, Jake?
Daniel Boone.
So Daniel Boone is 1, 2, 3 on this D6. Carter the Carter is 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3 versus 4, 5, 6. 2. Daniel Boone. You're working the camp. You're traveling from one point to the other, and you see. Let's see. This guy named Wrath Bentley. It's just him on this trip. But you see he's hanging up some laundry outside of his wagon. And you see him hanging up a blue dress to dry. You immediately recognize this blue dress. Last time you saw it, it was covered in blood stains and was being worn by a woman who didn't have a head attached.
Shoot him, Joe.
So, Jake, what does Daniel Boone do?
Shoot him, Jake.
Daniel Boone's going to come up to him and say,
Where'd you get that there dress?
Where's your wife, sir?
She feeling under the weather? Lightheaded, perhaps?
Sadly, she passed before we left.
Before we left where?
Left the fort. She passed about a week before that.
Dress around.
And it's bloody?
It's a keepsake. It's not bloody.
Oh, okay.
It has been washed.
He's like, it's a keepsake to remember her by it. I still miss her.
Well, we've all had people.
He kind of
we've all lost some people along this journey, but we just got to keep a good head on our shoulders, don't we, buddy?
He starts blasting.
He seems to completely not take up. I get what you were laying down, and he doesn't pick it up. He's still starting to weep over the loss of his wife. Why don't you go and give me an intelligence check?
Well, thank God he's not an idiot.
Yeah.
But let's see. My -1 dice is that to all of my ability checks?
Yes. So
okay.
This would be a D16 for you.
Oh fuck. Maybe he is an idiot.
Spoken like a true brilliant man.
Yeah.
And this fella's name is Wrath. What?
Wrath Bentley.
Wrath Bentley. All right. Well, I think Daniel Boone is gonna go talk to Judge Joe Brown to see about investigating Mr. Bentley's belongings.
Okay. So you go back to your characters. How are you doing this? What are you telling Judge Joe Brown? What is your intention for doing this investigation?
The ghost he's going to tell Judge Joe Brown that the ghost that's been haunting the campsite for the past couple of days was wearing a blue dress, blood-stained, head removed, and a dress very much like it is being carried around by Wrath Bentley, even though he insists his wife passed away before we even left for our journey. So I suspect that the weirdness of all the things that we've been experiencing might be coming through as a ghost, and Mr. Bentley is a murderer.
Okay. Those are strong words.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is, you're telling your character. So your character handles it however you want your character to handle that.
Judge Joe Brown does not like murderers, so he's gonna see about investigating this.
Okay. How are you going to investigate this?
Just straight up go to his, I don't know what it is he's traveling in, his wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then try to look through some of the belongings, see if there's any sort of instrument that could be used for beheading. Look for photographs of the woman to try to verify whether or not the ghost is Mrs. Bentley.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
Who's all going out of your characters? Do you tell any other of these people in the party, or is it just your two characters doing it?
Just these two characters.
Okay, cool. You all
they think Ernie the Juice is useless and Mr. Montana is a fucking psychopath, so they don't want
to. And they may not be wrong.
Yeah.
We don't need him pinned just yet.
So. Yeah. So, all right. Your two characters, you make your way back over. Supper's on by this point, so everyone's away from their wagons. They're out in the central area eating. So you make it to his.
What are the professions of everybody else's characters?
What are you looking for?
Yeah, Judge Joe Brown might look for some backup on this.
Saul Goodfellow is a lawyer, Harry's a potter, Carter's a carter, and Fuzz Aldrin's a saddler.
So if you're looking for an investigation kind of person, maybe your lawyer would fit that.
Saul Goodfellow.
Anyone else have a profession that would fit investigation type stuff?
I got a really, really smart paper hanger.
An oddly intelligent infantryman.
So here's the way skill tests work in this game. If it's something that you would have experience with from your profession, you roll a d20. If it's something you're unexperienced with, so a paper hanger wouldn't know anything about crime scene investigation, so they would only get to roll 10 instead of a d20. So it sounds like it'll be Judge Joe Brown, it'll be your Bowie guy, and it'll be the lawyer, Dan's lawyer. I don't remember your lawyer's name. I know it's a play on Saul Goodfellow.
Saul Goodfellow.
Saul Goodfellow.
What's the infantryman's name?
Eddie just stepped away.
Oh, crud.
All right. So the three characters head over to investigate. You three climb into this wagon. He's nowhere to be seen. But you see the bed, the cot.
I think Daniel Boone will sit out someplace fairly public and pretend to be whittling something. Just so that,
Oh, so it's just the judge.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I would like him to make an intelligence test.
Who, Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the
11.
judge.
Okay. Okay. So, judge and lawyer sneak into the back of this wagon. Everything seems to be pretty, nothing crazy, right? But you see the cot, and you see there's someone laying in the cot. You see a couple wisps of blonde hair, long hair, poking out from the blanket.
Oh, shit. Are they where a head belongs or not where a head belongs?
It
That's
would
the
be
question.
where a head belongs. Yeah.
Was Saul the good fella who saw the ghost last?
No, it was Carter the Carter, unfortunately.
Well,
So neither of your two characters have seen
yeah.
this ghost.
It's not too late to decide to bring one of them, I suppose. But
It is. You
Yeah.
guys are already in the wagon.
okay.
Yeah. So I guess Judge Joe Brown will reach out to try to shake the shoulder of this figure in the bed.
You reach out to shake the shoulder, and you realized
There
it's
is no
like
shoulder.
it's
like a bundle of
pillows.
socks. Yeah.
You reach up, and it's just pillows. Your hand pushes down in it. You throw the blanket back, and you see that it's the dress stuffed with like pillows or something. And where the head would be on the pillow, the pillow of the cot, is the severed head
I told you to shoot him.
of the woman.
Both
Both of you make me a grit test.
Oh no.
I told you to shoot him. I'm just saying.
That you did.
Yeah. Shoot first, ask questions later. We got to remember to do that more.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Judge
wait,
Joe
I get a-
Brown just
I
lost
get
his
a +1 on that, so it's a 12.
I get a -1.
Oh, it
Jesus.
stays a 1.
Judge Joe Brown,
Just went catatonic.
their grit. I'm sorry. You rolled a critical fail.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
did.
Lucky you, their grit is reduced by 2.
Oh, thank
Ooh.
God.
But let's consult the madness table.
Madness.
That was page 69.
Yes.
Nice.
Oop. Sight you witness, reels. It's the same thing you got before. You got -1D action penalty until you can pass another grit check.
All right.
So you just get -1D for this character.
All right.
All right.
And plus 1D to attacks against it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the catch here. Jake, I had Daniel Boone roll that intelligence check to see if he saw Wrath Bentley sneaking up to the wagon with a torch in hand.
Oh, fuck.
He did not.
Oh, fuck.
Saul and Judge, both of you give me an intelligence test.
Told you to shoot him.
Jake, don't
Nobody
forget
listen?
to do.
Yep.
that's-
Oh, you'll be
Dan?
surprised.
Whew.
Luckily, that's enough for both of you to smell the kerosene hanging heavily in the air. And you look around and realize there's kerosene spilt all over the floor as the torch comes flying in.
Grab the head and jump.
Yep.
Both of you, give me a reflex save.
Oh, boy.
Whew.
Why are you grabbing
That's
the head?
That's 15.
So we have evidence.
It's evidence.
You
yeah.
guys, each of you dive out of the wagon. One of you does grab the head as you dive out. As the wagon just goes up in flame. Just whoosh.
No, it looks like you jumped in, beheaded his wife, and burnt his house down.
Except his wife has been dead for, since the journey began, supposedly.
Immediately, Wrath Bentley, he gets a surprise round.
This man's a
fuck.
madman.
Just comes up and club with the torch.
Uh,
back in the
Judge.
I was about to say, can I just
He-
shoot the guy?
Not yet. We're gonna
Don't
do
forget
initiative.
don't forget it's a D24 against the judge.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah. I want to see. Oh man.
Fuck. If I would have rolled the real die, I would have naturally rolled a 24.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Nice.
He dives at you with his Bowie knife, but you just roll out of the way and it strikes dirt. So now we're going to do initiative.
All right.
Okay, it's about time you have to suffer these dice a little bit.
Everyone else who's not there, it's going to take one full round for your characters to make it there.
Do we still roll on our best initiative, or do we roll?
They'll roll on your best initiative, yes.
Okay.
It's just,
Oh shoot, that's an 18. I missed my +1. I
Right.
actually hit enter instead of shift to do a plus.
Blam. 19.
Dang.
Ooh.
Oh no.
I'm getting that other end.
all right. So Dan, what did you say yours was?
18.
All right. Dave is Dave is a 9.
Yep. No modifier.
Okay. Eddie is an 8.
Yeah, I have no modifier either. So
All right.
let's just.
Jared, that's
19.
a solid 19.
Indeed.
And Jake is a 1.
Well, all of, I guess, my people will start to close in on this dude.
Takes full turn to get there.
Joe,
Yeah.
did you roll?
He has not.
Okay.
Oh,
So yeah,
I'm
that's
clicking the
correct.
sound
Jared,
shows
you're
on
up
mute.
first. So your characters spend the entire action running up
Mhm.
to the wagon.
Yep.
Next up is Dan.
the rest of my party will approach. Goodfellow's gonna probably exclaim that this madman has brought demons upon us.
Okay.
I have proof, legal proof of demons.
And then I'm gonna start shooting.
All right.
He
flip your
just starts
cards.
blasting.
Your roll was that a 7 you flipped? You shoot
Yeah.
and you miss wildly.
God, like
Okay.
usual, Saul. Like
Yeah.
usual. He did better when he
Um,
attacked with his pin.
It is now Wrath's turn. And he is going to attack the judge again, who's still prone.
Oh no.
I'm actually rolling a die.
Oh, am I prone also, or
I would presume you used your movement to stand up
okay?
and then
Yes.
shot. But he
Yes.
misses again. I rolled another 3. So after that is
You were supposed to
Dave.
roll a 4 check. Come on now. It was 1,
I
2,
know.
3, 4.
Actually, you were
fucked up.
supposed to roll a D30.
You know what, Jake?
Yep.
I'll go ahead and roll that D30.
Yeah, because
What?
he's prone.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Does an 8 clear your AC?
No.
Okay, cool. So then it is Dave's turn. Your characters all spend their turn running up.
Yep.
Eddie, same boat. Jake,
Yes.
is it your turn? No, it's not. It's
Couldn't-
Joe's
no.
turn. Joe, all your characters spend their turn running up.
Just teasing, Jake.
Jake, it is now your turn. You do have 2 characters here within range. So your other 2 spend their turns running up, and then the judge and Daniel Boone.
All right. Judge Joe Brown's going to get up and try to slap him with a gavel.
Absolutely. So you spend your movement standing,
hmm
and then your gavel slap.
That'll be a 1 after all said and done.
All right, that's a miss.
I assume he's still probably just going
Yeah, that's fair.
after the shit he's just seen.
All right,
Daniel Boone will attempt to get him with his skinning knife,
all right.
and he's going to miss.
This.
Bunch of guys with knives trying to
heard you,
stab each
Joe.
other in close combat and not really doing much.
Nope.
Now it is actually Jake. Your turn's up.
Yep.
We're back at the top with Jared. Jared, it's your turn.
Okay. Bernie Slanderson
Yeah.
is going to walk up to Wrath and just beat him over the head.
Okay.
Bonk.
Yeah, pretty much. The 20 blame 9.
Okay.
When you feel that sneeze coming and it doesn't come.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. 9 does not hit.
9 does not hit.
No.
Okay, Mitch McFunnel then
Yeah.
will he will try to I guess just punch the guy.
Sure. Punches deal 1 damage plus strength modifier.
It's actually 1d3 plus strength modifier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, roll your
Uh,
attack.
7
That's a miss.
miss. Okay, then OJ Swimson.
Yeah.
Come on, the knife man himself.
Fuck.
Another fucking cow. Jesus Christ.
God damn, this is rough.
Okay,
Isn't it though? Isn't it?
and then Joe is gonna throw himself into the ring with his scythe.
All right.
Oh God.
At least it wasn't a
Eddie.
1.
At least
Dan,
it wasn't a 1. Yes.
It's your turn, Dan.
All right,
And-
everybody's gonna shoot.
All right, flip your first card.
All right, this time we're gonna start in different order.
All right.
Let's see here. We're gonna start with Fuzz Aldrin this time.
All right. Ace.
That's bad, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
a dead man's hand, yep.
Yeah. So you critically fail. You get 1 hex token. And we gotta
Telling you, that's
go.
another cow.
Fucking Christ. Dan, does that character have a luck modifier?
Then the
Sure
next
doesn't.
hour.
All right, roll a d4.
It's a 2.
Cylinder is overpacked, sounding off with a deafening boom. You are effectively stunned for 2 rounds as you try to regain your senses. So that character is stunned for 2 rounds. Next character, Dan.
Let me write my note here. All right. Let's see. Who's going to screw up next? Let's have it be Carter the Carter, since we'll go
Flip
back to
your
our regular
card.
order.
All right,
Probably a
9.
miss.
That's fine. Roll your d20.
It was a 7. I already rolled
Okay.
it.
All right.
As much as I'd like to roll another one.
All right. Flip your next card. That's a 4. Now roll your attack. Fuck.
God.
Last character. All right,
Unbelievable.
Jack, that's a +1.
Joe, come on.
Fuck.
Fucking roll 20. God damn it.
Oh my
I blame roll
God.
20 for this.
It's the dude's turn. He spends both of his actions running away.
Okay.
After that is Dave.
Is he still?
He's 30 feet from you. No, he's going to be 50 feet from you guys.
Okay.
Fuck, at this point, just let him run. Jesus Christ.
Oh, we can probably try and get one more shot at him. There's no
Yeah, I was
attacks of
gonna say-
opportunity or anything.
Kent, the clerk, the only one on my team that has a gun, is
Yeah.
going to
Take a shot.
he's going to
Flip
get a bit closer.
All right,
I just
and
wanted to
so
double
you-
check.
No,
There's no opportunity attacks or anything.
no.
That's a 7, so nothing, right?
Did you flip a
God,
card?
why?
Well, I flipped a card. That was I
Okay.
flipped
Oh,
a
that was a
7.
7. Okay, yeah, nothing there.
And 20. That's a 12.
Yes, that is a fucking hit.
Okay.
Please murder this poor man.
And that
Poor
is
crazy
a
man.
That is a D8. That is a 6.
Oh, thank
Yes.
God. Your shot catches him square in the back and he fucking falls to the grass. Dead.
God, we had like a shooting range at him and he
Yeah,
only just now died.
There was a fucking firing squad and everyone missed.
Oh my
Kent yells,
God.
Kent yells, "Fuck
You're never
you!"
gonna catch me.
after he verifies that the shot landed.
So, you guys spend the next few hours explaining what happened, showing the head. And there's enough witnesses to kind of corroborate your story. Someone saw you guys go in, and then they saw him throw the torch in there and light his wagon on fire, and then they saw you guys attack him. So we're just going to say they buy your story.
Good.
Mhm.
Because we're not convincing enough on our own.
I was-
Dice
I
rolls
was-
are involved.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, my whole team believes them unconditionally. We've seen some shit together.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, absolutely. That night, Jake and Dan, your two characters who saw the ghost,
Mhm.
she appears in your dreams.
Oh,
Oh.
boy.
Walking the camp, you hear something, you go check it out. You turn around and you see her there, standing there holding her head. Her mouth opens. You know of my fate at the hand of the cruel devil of a man. He married me and swindled me out of what remained of my small inheritance my previous husband left for me before he died at Gettysburg. Wrath decided he'd murdered me once word of the settlers heading for the valley broke. I have one last request for you. I'll never find my peace until my remains are united and buried together. There's a woman in these parts. She's known as a dead talker. You'll know her when you see her. And her posse is they're an odd bunch. Carry what's left of my head with you till you run across her and tell her my story. If anyone can find my body and put me to rest, it's her.
And also
Well, I guess it's a
shoot
good
Joe.
thing we saved that head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel Boone will tip his dreamy raccoon skin hat and say, "Ma'am."
All right. Who's got the head?
Technically, I think Saul maybe get it. 'cause he
Yeah,
wasn't
you're the one who
freaked out.
said grab it.
All right. So Saul, write down on Saul's character sheet, severed head.
Equip it
Does
as
that
a
go
weapon.
under equipment or no?
I would say equipment.
Both.
Start bludgeoning people with it.
Throw it in the pillow sack.
So that's the end of day 3. Day 4.
I shoot Joe.
You shoot Joe. We're just going to kind of get into the description of this and then call it a night because we're almost at our next break point.
Yeah.
Good night, Joe. Sleep well. Likely kill you in the morning.
All right.
We'll all roll ones, don't worry.
So first thing is there's whispering amongst the camp. Sure is strange about all these roaches we've been finding. Bugs are a part of life on the trail. I get that, but I ain't never seen nothing like this. So cockroaches are getting worse and worse every day of the
Oh
trip.
man, promised land is a promised land for cockroaches.
Mhm.
High protein.
So the day 5 will be the next day. As you're going to bed on day 4, all of you have this dream. The excitement of finally reaching the promised land Reverend Halpern vowed to lead you to has many of you finding it hard to grab some shut-eye. Visions of the land you'll come to claim and the new life you'll have flood your consciousness. Eventually, you quiet your mind and drift off. Dreams soon follow, and visions of grassy meadows and fertile land take a turn darker as you find yourselves pulled from those visions towards something decidedly more sinister. As scenery melts away, you find the sun replaced by a baleful moon, and you're standing on the banks of a slow-moving river. The water is still and dark, and the smell of rotten decay overwhelms your senses. The ground under feet feels spongy, but you dare to take a closer look at the water. Running your fingers along the edge, your fingers are wet with blood. As you realize the contents of the river, your spine tingles and the sound of cackling that pierces the air behind you. Turning reveals an elderly crone of a woman. Her bones are misshapen. Her limbs are unusually long. She looks as old as the earth. eyes dark except for fiery pinpricks of light burn your soul. Will you help an old woman? She croaks. She goes on to say, all right. So
we
yeah,
just tell her, nah. And leave.
what's going to happen?
Shoot her with a cannon and fuck off.
Like,
She
dude,
says-
Still have that Gatling gun?
No, I don't
She
think I
says,
will.
will you help an old woman? Will you pay my toll?
Oh no, the troll
So-
toll.
All right.
Each of your characters. We're going to start with Dan.
Yeah.
Which of your characters will pay the toll and which refuse? What are your characters' reaction going to be to this?
This is some fucked up shit. So what? How do we pay the toll? Do we know?
You don't know.
Let's just all pay the toll.
Cool.
iTunes gift cards.
Yeah.
We're all gonna get fucked.
Joe says, or Judge Joe Brown says, Saul, if you're going to pay that toll, how about you let me have
You
that
guys
lady's
are each
head?
there individually.
Oh,
This isn't a group effort.
okay.
Yeah.
So Jake, your characters.
Judge Joe Brown will say no. Daniel Boone will say, hell no. Miles E. Cyrus says, I know better than to mess with you. Ernie the Juice says, sure.
All right. Jared.
Yes. Joe Busby says no. He's not gonna pay the
His
toll.
sack's not big enough for that.
Yeah.
Bernie Slanders is gonna say yes, I'll pay the toll because it helps the economy.
All right.
OJ Swimson says he's not gonna pay the toll, mainly because he has to pay for his white Ford. And then Mitch McFunnel is not going to pay the toll because out of precedence, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
But
Sheer avarice.
All right.
yeah.
Joe, what about your characters?
I believe Toronto Dump absolutely would not. Neither would
You
Barton
make her pay
Scully.
for it.
Neither
Yeah.
would who? Martin?
Barton would not. Father Goobles will, but he'll ask, "What is the toll?"
She doesn't answer. It's just, will you pay the toll?
None of them will.
All right. What's your last character? The Jebediah.
The Jebediah Bajebums Jr. the Third.
Eddie, what about your characters?
Sam just spits at the ground, doesn't say anything. Oren is not going to pay the toll. He's too busy sharpening his knife. Private Sergeant Major will pay the toll. He says, I'll agree, ma'am. And Fred, the potter, he also agrees. He'll pay the toll.
All right. And Dave, your characters.
Jesus is not going to respond. He's just going to attempt to hand the woman the Bible he's carrying.
All right.
Kent is also not going to respond in the affirmative or the negative. Lauer O'Pipes and Comic Sans both agree to pay the toll. Lauer O'Pipes recommends the 12-inch baby alligator that he has on him.
Oh, fucking Christ. And what was your last character's name? Not Lauer.
Comic Sans.
All right. All right. Those that agreed to pay the toll, it's almost like you're not in control of your actions. You extend your arm out, you open your hand, palm up, she pulls out a wickedly thin boning knife, like
Oh,
a
no.
fishing knife. And she drags the blade across your palm and collects the blood in a wooden bowl underneath. Those of you who
blood soup.
refuse to pay the toll, she bursts into a swarm of flies and they all attack you. Your characters awaken in the morning, drenched in sweat. The characters that did pay the toll, you wake up to find a cut on your hands where the old woman cut you.
Sam wakes up, spits at the dirt, and says, "Yep, not this again."
So if you paid the toll, you have a cut on your hand. If you did not, you wake up in like flop sweats. And that is where we will end the fucking night.
There it
Not
is.
falling
That
for
is
any
the-
phishing email.
Yeah, that is the end of day 4. When we come back, it'll be day 5. We're looking at coming back on the 22nd, which is a Wednesday. And we'll play for a couple hours starting at 8 p.m. Central. I don't imagine we'll finish it all on that day, so we'll be back the Wednesday after that as well. So that's where we're fucking at. This took a lot longer than I expected tonight, but you know, it is the finale of the adventure, so I'm not surprised it started to stretch out more. I don't know. I ain't got shit. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Twitter to get updates on we're streaming shit. If there's anyone still watching this, we're going to be doing more Dungeon Crawl Classics this month. We're going to be doing more Zweihander over on the Zweihander channel. We're doing more Blades and Pepper Shakers, Joe's campaign here on this channel. Over
This
on
Friday.
Notorious DMG, yep. Over on Notorious DMG, I'm going to be running some Tiny Dungeon this month. I'm going to be playing in some Werewolf Apocalypse. Just shit's all over. Follow us on Twitter to get all those updates. So yeah, thanks for watching. Until we see you again, start fires, do drugs, and wash your fucking hands. Deuces.